Welcome, travelers. I'm Josh.
And I'm Lewanika. And this is Tabletop Journeys, where we will be your not-so-humble guides on the quest for RPG adventures.
All right, welcome everybody to our next class warfare on the 2024 classes. Excited for tonight does not really state my full feelings about tonight. This is going to be very, very exciting. We are coming to you tonight with Bards, so that'll be a really good time. The last time we did a Bard adventure in the 2014 rules, that was a pretty great one. So there are big shoes for tonight's storyteller to fill. So. Both literally and figuratively, I may add. So, but let's go around the room and say hello to everybody and introduce who we're playing. Sergio, let's start with you this evening. First of all, good evening. I hope that you're doing well down south there. What do you got tonight?
Good evening, everyone. Good morning, whenever you're listening to this. Good afternoon. My name is Sergio. I am the host of the Dungeons and Dragons Lorecast, and today, for this Bard adventure, I will be playing a College of Lore, appropriately so, dwarven bard by the name of Kilmeister Motrahead. His friends, associates, acquaintances, they call him Lemmy.
Call him Lemmy, yeah.
It's a childhood name.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice. All right, Mr. Miller, sporting the chapeau this evening, and from what you said in pre-show, one of your favorite karaoke shirts. The fact that you have multiple favorite karaoke shirts is a story unto itself. But what do you got for us tonight?
And the chapeau is my karaoke hat.
So. Oh, I have seen the chapeau in full effect. So that's
Yes. So I am playing Dustin Nimblepond. A halfling.
As you say, is that all we get? Is that?
There's.
Like, are we just supposed to know who that is?
No.
Wait, you're playing the Dustin Nimblepond?
Dustin Nimblepond
of the New Hampshire Nimblepond.
Beat me to it.
Of the West Coast Shire Nimbleponds.
Oh gosh. Okay.
No, Dustin is a bard. He is a College of Valor bard who has a bit of a troubled past, but an interesting story. But fear not, he will reveal all over the course of this adventure.
I see. That's not auspicious at all. All right. Yeah. All right. Mr. Daniel. Yeah. How are you doing this evening? And what do you got for us?
I'm doing great. Yeah. Glad to be back here. Mike Daniel, former host of 19 Hits the Dragon and current pro GM through startplaying.games. I will be playing Frederick Quicksilver, a poor boy. I need no sympathy. He's easy come, easy go. He is a glamour bard, tiefling, infernal tiefling, with a fabulous mustache, of course. And other than that, pretty unassuming tiefling guy.
I like it. Is he playing the noble background? Is that?
No, he's a wayfarer, so he's a poor boy, as I said.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to judge a book by its cover, but he seems like he's stone cold crazy.
That's. Does he ride around on a bicycle?
Yeah. So actually, if the GM will allow me, I did choose for my magic item the Broom of Flying. So if I could reflavor that as a flying bicycle, I would love that dearly.
That's amazing.
So.
Yeah. That
absolutely.
That's amazing. Yeah. This evening, I am going to also be playing a halfling. So, Lewanika, that'll be fun. Some halfling on halfling action there. But Fintan Quickstep is a halfling from a small village among green rolling hills where rivers flow from the mountains far to the north. It was there that he learned the art of dance. river dance specifically. In fact, known for being quite the ladies' man. I always wear a velvet doublet with an extraordinarily high collar, which no one has ever seen me not wear, even while sleeping. I have an act featuring a crew of beautiful dancers in tow. It's known far and wide, very, very famous. Yeah, very surges of popularity in my home village. Surges of popularity among the people for the long forgotten form of dance that was very popular in my village, featuring high kicks, rhythmic tap, and an incredibly rigid upper body that never seems, and never a lock of hair out of place. He also has a human dance rival that he flatly refuses to ever talk about.
Excellent.
So
Did it for me. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So obviously College of Dance, because what else?
Yeah, exactly.
That leaves so our last one here this evening, Mr. Michael Ross, running tonight's scenario, and I think I speak for everybody here. Says we're in for a treat tonight. I believe this is it's like art house class warfare tonight. So I'm
We're
really
in
looking
for
forward to it. Yeah.
something.
I
I believe
yeah.
one of our bards is actually moves around the multiverse on their own. But this is a multiversal story because each of you were able to choose any world or setting that you want. So quickly, Sergio, where is Kilmeister from?
Kilmeister is actually from the Forgotten Realms.
Okay.
But being a well-traveled bard, they just finished a what do they call it? A residency at the Rock of Brawl, and so they've been around. Kilmeister is well known and well traveled.
Fantastic.
But home is the Forgotten Realms.
Excellent. All right, and Fintan, where is Fintan Quickstep from?
So I think if it's all right with the storyteller, so he has the fate touched feet, and he's a very Fey inspired sort of character. Could he actually be from the Feywild?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
No
perfect.
problem with that. All right, and what about Dustin Nimblepond?
So Dustin has the fate is also very Fey influenced. In fact, he used to be with the troubadour troupe of 5 Twilight Fey troubadours known as Style Inc. They're effectively a 5-man or 5-person band of sorts that played for many an archfey. They had like a machine where they tried to just make these bands all the time to go out and make music and merriment. And he eventually wanted to break away from that and do his own thing. And then he was shunned by the archfey overlords, basically a mouserink cabal of overlords, so he was no longer allowed in said magic kingdom.
Oh, okay. All right, and that brings us to Freddie. I believe you're the one that's multi-mersal, right?
No, not.
No, was that
No, no.
Kilmeister then?
I think it was Kilmeister. Yeah,
Okay.
he was on the Rock of Brawl, so he's doing the spell jamming stuff.
Okay.
Freddie, I think, especially
I'm jamming,
with
all
going
right.
with the bicycle theme, is from Eberron. So he's from the city of Sharn.
Oh, excellent.
Where he grew up.
Fantastic. All right. So each of you are individual in this game. We are not starting together. You don't necessarily know one another, but perhaps again, those of you who have traveled to multiple worlds may be familiar by name or reputation. But at some point in time, if we were to have a camera viewing our characters going about their daily lives, you would be doing the things that you like to do: dancing, singing, carousing, maybe just sleeping it off. You pass through a door and then you disappear. So the camera would see you pass through an archway and then you don't appear on the other side. No one around you seems to notice this disappearance. You are unaware of anything that is happening until it happens. And then, without any sort of warning, you find yourself in a new location. And for those of you who travel the plains, you might already be familiar. You are in the abyss. You are surrounded on all sides. It's almost like you're in a caldera, but it's an active volcano. So you're on a lake of fire in a bowl, and carved in the sides of the mountain that makes up this volcanic rim that you're in are just like stadium seatings. The best I can think of is like Phantom Menace, you know how when they do the pod racing, but it completely encircles you, and there are just thousands and thousands upon thousands of demons that are staring at you as you appear on this podium that is floating on this magma, because it's underground. Technically, I think it's magma. It could be lava. I don't know. But you're on a 50-foot circular platform. There's a 40-foot long, 10-foot wide platform that connects it to another one. So think of like two circles, they're not balls, they're flat sphere, cut in half circles connected together, right? And you appear together on one of them. And again, you just see everything that's around you. And as you are taking this all in, a horned devil appears. And by horned, I mean he's carrying a trumpet. And he plays a little note, and there's just like a hush falls over the crowd. He starts to speak, and his horn is working like an amplifier. And so like it's just ringing out everywhere. Welcome, my fellow demons, one and all, to the 665th annual Bards Be Damned Battle of the Bands. And just cheering. First, let's meet our returning champions. You know them, you loathe them, but per the Blood Pack agreement, we must tolerate them. The Horn Devil sweeps their hand back, and now on the other platform opposite you, which was empty, there are now 4 devils. On drums, you see a bearded devil, and each beard is holding a drumstick, like all the little tentacles. And there's just an array of drums in front of them. And yes, it's clearly human skin that is pulled over them. And and it sounds like a symphony of drums being played by the single creature. And there's just like mild applause. Next, on strings, Garloth. Garloth is a bone devil. And it is using one of its bone claws to rake back and forth over a fiddle of gold. And as it starts to do this, a bunch of imps rise around them and start playing in concert. So again, sounds almost like a symphony of stringed instruments playing just alone. On vocals, Ozar the Ozarian, which this actually looks like a floating skull. So it's just a skull that's floating, and it starts to sort of belt out this powerful, slightly British sounding tunes. And again, this is where the cheering gets a little bit louder, a little bit more raucous. And finally, on guitar, Slash. And it's just like black hair with a little top hat.
It's just Slash.
It's just Slash, yes. And just the cheering goes crazy. Just absolutely bananas. So after a moment, things start to calm down, and the Horned Devil says, together they are known as the Contract Killers. And it is with the Z, in case you were wondering. Now, for our challengers. Boo! Everyone just starts boo, boo, boo. Yeah. As always, our challengers have been selected without having any idea what is happening. They don't know why they're here, and they don't know what they're about to face. Everyone starts going, ah! And why do we do that? And there's like this in unison, all the demons yell, fuck those bards! That's right. And now the Bards Be Damned Battle of the Bands begins. Oh. Okay. So the demon does not care at all about what you know, but Michael, the DM, does.
Yeah.
So we are in an extended skill challenge.
Okay.
To start with, all of you can take your turns in any order that you want. There is no initiative. Everything you do will be considered a performance check. So whether you use a skill, ability, spell, whatever you want to do, however it is applied mechanically, like if you cast a spell and someone rolls a saving throw and they do poorly, that counts as a good, successful performance check. At each of your turns, at the end of all 4 of your turns, I will choose one of you. We'll probably just go top to bottom on my screen, Sergio, Josh, Lewanika, and then Mike. You're going to roll a flat D20 roll, and that is going to determine who wins that round. So I have a DC that I have already set for the other band. That is what you're rolling. The better you do, the higher it will be. So it's possible to get it really, really high, where it's very unlikely that you will on a flat 20 get there, but it's not a fair competition. So that's just the way it works. If you do poorly, it might go down, so it's easier for them to win. We are playing best of 7. So if you win 4 in a row, then competition is over and you will win. This is not a fair competition. If you start doing well, more things might happen that will cause you distress that you will have to adjust to. Does that make sense? Any questions before we begin?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Totally makes sense to me.
Okay. All right. So I turn it over to you. You can go in any order that you wish. Again, trying to synergize your actions together will only make it better, but anything and everything you do will boil down to a performance check. Even if you don't roll it, that's how it's going to be perceived as your performance.
Okay. Oh, that is actually one quick question. So even if we're doing something other than rolling a performance check, it will be perceived by the outside world as a performance.
Right. If you just cast a spell, like you cast Fireball at the other band,
that's
going to come across as a performance check.
Yep.
They are devils. That's probably not going to work. And again, just in case you're wondering, I chose devils. This is not a combat. You are not fighting those devils, but you can attack things to maybe make them not do as well. Maybe you could sabotage them in some way. But if you just start fighting the devils, this is not going to go well for you.
Yeah. No.
Got it.
That bone devil in particular, I think would chew through us pretty quick.
I think just about any one of them would
fair.
Would stomp you. Yeah. Okay.
Especially Slash.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think he's like a CR 12.
Probably, yeah, at least, yeah.
At
least
with the
I
hair
can
alone,
recall
yes.
my GNR homebrew.
Okay.
All right. Who would like to go first? You can roll initiative if you want, but I just let you go in any order. Who wants to jump in? Because part of the competition is that you don't know each other. You don't know what's going on. That's part of the fun for the team.
Yeah. So I guess Fintan would, having now seen all this, would turn around to the three of you and said, "Oi, who the hell are you?"
Who am I? Who are you? What are we doing here? How do we end up here? I was gonna go on a vacation. Now I'm here in this bloody place with whoever the hell you are.
Yeah, I don't know.
And who are those wankers over there? Kilmeister points at the devils. Where'd they come from?
Seems like we're in some sort of battle of the bands.
Oh, at last, a duet worthy of my sharpest verse.
I look over.
Maybe not a duet.
I look over at Josh's character. What was your name again?
Fintan.
Fintan. I look over at Fintan.
Yeah.
Who the hell are they? Like, you seem like you've got a good head on your shoulders, but this one over here, battle of the bands, like he's in primary school, and this other one with the hat. The hell's going on?
I think they're frontmen.
Not in my band.
But you look like a bass player. How could you be the frontman?
Excuse me. There are many instances of frontmen playing bass. The Beatles, for one. They're on some other. Look, I'm very well traveled in the multiverse. It's a really kind of a shit show of a planet, but there's a popular band there called the Beatles, and the main one plays the bass. The one that didn't get shot in the back of the head.
That's fair. All right, fair enough. But regardless, I think that this might be why they're not totally with us about what's going on, because I think they're both frontmen. So we may need to really speak real slowly in small words.
Who
was that a joke about frontmen?
No.
Oh, okay. For the record, I was part of a vocal group and happened to be the best singer in them. And when I wanted to do my own thing, no, they couldn't handle it because I wanted to change the formula because I was tired of singing upbeat little pop tunes. They wanted me singing things like Glamour Games and Strings of Starlight, and I was tired of that. I thought it was time that I started bringing the sexy backstab back.
Yeah, I don't like the cut of his jib. I don't know what's going on here. But
If you don't like it, rock your battle form, baby. Rock it right.
I just got what's going on, and I hate it.
I have no right idea what the
I
bloody
have
hell's
no
going on.
clue what is going on here.
In 3 days, it's gonna be May.
Oh no!
As everybody else gets it.
Yeah, no, yeah. All
Well,
right.
look.
So one of you needs to step up.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Being a front man, I will, in fact, although my character is much more of a support bard, but I think I'm going to use I'm going to use a command spell. You let me know if I can do this. I'm going to use the command spell. And I want to basically use this as like cheering, like ramping the crowd up, essentially.
Okay.
So I want to tell everybody, like, let me hear what you've got, Demon Abyss, woo, yeah.
All right, so you just like hype man the crowd up?
Yeah, hype man the crowd up and get everybody, kind of trying to get everybody on our side.
Okay. Do you want to do that as a performance? So it'll still be the spell, but you can roll it as a performance check.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I was thinking about using the command spell for synergistic reasons, but it doesn't really, now that I think about it, doesn't make sense. Could I do a persuasion check instead?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Sweet. Hey, so that's a 17 on the die plus 10, so that's a 27.
Okay. So you have been a well-traveled bard. This is easily the most hostile crowd you have ever been in. These demons do not like you.
Oh, I get that.
Apparently don't like bards at all. They seem very adamant about that. Even yet, you make headway. You are swaying them. At least like I feel like they lean forward, put their horned devil demon chins on their hand. They're like, okay, let's see what you got.
I'll do the very famous Freddie Mercury at Madison Square Garden. Ayo.
I don't know that they're ready for that, but
okay,
but maybe we'll come back to it.
All right.
Okay. All right. But yes, that is a very, very successful start. So the DC for the other band has gone up.
Okay. Unless Mr. Kilmeister or Mr. Nimblepond are really jonesing to get in here. I'm looking at the drummer because I'm thinking that like any sort of like intelligence or wisdom check that I would need to throw at him would probably be most successful over there. So I'm gonna I'm gonna see what I can do. But the first thing that I want to do actually, how far away is the other island? Let's start.
So you're on a 50-foot circular platform connected to another 50-foot circular platform with a 40-foot walkway between it. So close tip, 40 feet. Far tip to far tip, 140 feet.
All right, cool. So this may take me a little bit to go ahead and do then because I only have 30 feet of movement and the spell that I'm going to cast has a 30-foot range. So I start Riverdancing, and I'm going to Riverdance. Sounds like probably about halfway across the bridge. Until I can get 30 feet from the drum battery where I want to cast enlarge reduce, and I want to shrink his drum set to minuscule size.
Okay.
Start there.
All right. So is there a saving throw since he does not want his drum kit to get smaller?
Well, let's see. So if I'm reducing for the duration, spell enlarges, targeted object must be neither worn nor carried. Is that it's not being worn, not being carried?
No.
Yep. If the target is an unwilling creature, it can make a Constitution saving throw. Everything that a targeted creature, but it's not a creature, right?
I'm gonna give the bearded devil the saving throw since it's his kit.
Okay. Can I then at least go ahead and make my performance check to see if he is completely spellbound by my dance?
Yes, of course.
That's because I do get to roll performance checks at advantage, being a College of Dance bard. So
Okay.
I will do so. That will be a 25.
Okay. So give me just a little taste of what you're doing here.
Yeah. So I'm basically just like I strike a pose, and then very much kind of rigid. My upper form becomes very rigid, and I start basically river dancing to. If you really listen to like the pattern, it sounds like I'm doing the guitar opening to "Sweet Child of Mine" in Riverdance step, and then begin tapping across the bridge as if I am moving towards the demons with great promise. And I will stop about 30 feet from the drum battery and use the energy that the magical energy that I have generated from my boots and my tapping to go ahead and shrink his drum battery.
All right. So a couple things I want to mention. So one, as you exit the platform that you're on onto the walkway, the heat of the magma intensifies greatly. So you are on a lake of fire spinning around in this caldera. But on the platform, there's some sort of like mitigating effect. You're not feeling the heat, but once you're not on fire, but when you're on the platform, there is a substantial more amount of heat. And you do think that if you were to fall off the platform, that would be really bad.
That'd be really bad. Sure. Yeah. Yep. I'm down with that. Yeah.
All right. I have rolled my saving throw. And I rolled a natural 20. So unfortunately, your persuasion check went really well. Your performance went really well, but the drums resisted your shrinkage.
I see.
It's too warm. If it had been cold, probably would have worked. But it's so warm. Yeah. Maybe try to make them bigger next time.
Yeah. That's
all right. Who would like to go next?
Kilmeister steps forward and kind of playing to the crowd says, "You think I'm gonna be scared here, but me, I was born to raise hell." And cast what instrument? So we have the drums, we have the
it's drums, it's fiddle with accompanying, like basically any stringed instrument, guitars, banjos, everything. Slash is on just guitar and then vocals.
Okay, so I want to let's do guitar.
All right.
And I'm going to cast heat metal on the guitar.
Oh.
And so,
which for the music alone should count.
Let's see here. Let me roll some dice. That will be a 19.
All right, so you are targeting the guitar. I assume it doesn't get a saving throw. That just happens.
Let's see here. Heat metal. Any creature when physical contact with the object takes 2d8 fire damage when I cast a spell, and then until the spell ends, I get a bonus action to deal this damage again.
Okay, so he just takes 2d8 then. All right, go roll me the 2d8.
No, there is a con save of 14. Yes.
Okay.
I think it's to hold on to the item, right? Or to drop it.
So I rolled very poorly. Slash is not going to let go of his guitar yet, so he will take that damage. And it starts to smoke and maybe even warp a little in his hands, but he's still playing the hell out of that guitar. So, but that will make the check go up. All right.
It says, we'll drop the object if it can. So it must succeed on the Constitution saving throw or drop the object.
All right.
If it
So he is
doesn't-
holding on for now. Just remind
Okay.
me to do that again. On
Well, if
the
it
next
doesn't drop the object, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of my next turn.
turn. Okay. So yeah, that will substantially then affect the performance. All right.
Sorry, Slash. More of a Dave Mustaine man myself.
All right. I think, is that Lewanika, are you the only one that has gone yet?
That is me. And Dustin will begin a dance of his own. And he will spin in a circle, and he will wave and throw his hands in the air, and he will use fairy fire on us. So we are all illuminated and look absolutely brilliant as I just begin vocal stylings with a little falsetto leading in, so hoping that the rest of my band will pick up the tune and we'll begin performing soon. But basically, I'm just giving us our note to get started.
All right. Go ahead and give me a performance check on top of that, please.
Absolutely. And that's going to be an 18.
18. Okay. Excellent. All right. So as this has been going on, the contract killers began their performance as well. And as your platform, it is sort of, it's not going fast. It's like a lazy river situation, but it is sort of swirling around this big lake of fire. And it's also rotating on like the axis itself. It's not fast enough. It's not going to throw you off. You're not going to get dizzy, but it basically just means that you're moving around, and at different points, you're closer to different groups of demons, and the sound is sort of playing out differently, and it echoes. The music that the devils are playing, they have been doing this literally for 665 years. They're very good at it. It sounds good. You got to admit, it does sound good. But you are doing something that the demons have not seen before, and it is having an impact. So whoever, I guess, Sergio, if you don't mind, you're just going to roll a flat D20. This is to see whether or not the demons are swayed by your performance over the devils.
D20, don't fail me now. That is a 10.
All right. That is a failure. So you have won the first round. And for this is more that you're not hated by the demons. Like they've decided not to just like flay your skin off no matter what happens. Like you're starting to win them over. There's still a long way to go. And because this is not a fair contest, now that you have won the first contest, something's going to happen here in a minute. But first to you, who would like to go first in the second round?
I think I will go first at this point. And I'm just going to start this uplifting bebop kind of song. And it's called Can't Stop the Spelling. And I'm just going to dance and sing. And at a certain point, I'm going to point at nobody in particular, but I want the sound to echo in the hall. So I'm not directing it to cause damage to anybody, but I am going to go with a thunderclap. So
Okay.
basically to emphasize the beat, my hands are going to clap up, like I said, not directed at anybody, but the echo effect to emphasize the hard stop on the music. And then I'm going to point at...
I'll take it.
Yeah, I will point at Quicksilver, is it?
Yeah,
Yes.
Quicksilver.
Yeah, I will point at Quicksilver because I seriously dig the mustache.
And I will pull out my instrument, which is a guitarn, sort of a precursor to the guitar. And it is my other magical item is the instrument of illusions. Yes, that's what it's called. So as I start playing, I'm going to use my bonus action to use Mantle of Inspiration, which basically gives everybody temporary hit points, and you can move up to your speed without provoking opportunity attacks. It also gives everyone 4 temporary hit points. I don't know that we're necessarily going to need those, but it's part of the vibe. So I start playing the instrument, and I'm also going to cast then Mirror Image on myself, so that there is like an echo of Freddy's.
Oh, nice.
As I start singing along and playing along with the jam that Nimblepond has going.
All right. So almost like your own backup singers or dancers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. So make me that performance check.
Yeah, performance. I got it. Oh, I rolled a different die and got the exact same thing. So that's another 27.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you're absolutely having an impact on the demons. And maybe some of the demons aren't excited about this because at this moment in between here, there is a large sort of monstrous shape that leaps off the side of one of these canyon walls and lands in the platform just so not in the middle between the two, but in the middle closest to you. It is a roughly 8-foot tall bestial creature, legs of a man, upper body of a bull, holding a glaive, and he's going to charge directly at, where'd he go? Fintan.
Yeah.
So a Minotaur of Bahamut has been dispatched to try to ruin your performance.
Yeah.
So he is going to run up and try to attack you because your dancing is an abomination.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Sweet. This isn't gonna go poorly at all.
Rolled a 15.
My armor class is 16. So.
Okay. So what does it look like when this
Olay!
monstrous beast comes at you?
Oh yeah. So I'm sitting there. I'm trying to get into the drummer's head. And so I'm not even like paying attention to this behemoth. And he swings his glaive, and I'm just so deft. I'm leaping and I'm jumping and I'm kicking. And he has no idea what's going on. He doesn't figure out why he can't hit me. But I'm just totally and I've dodged groupies that hit harder than you did. So that's like,
I'm kind of envisioning, have you ever seen those like martial arts demonstrations where you have the person that's using the spear and they just like move their head perfectly to not, except it's your feet.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you're dancing out of the way. Every step is one step ahead of the beast.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, perfect.
So go ahead. This is outside of your normal turn. Roll me a performance check.
I love it. Would I still get to roll this at advantage since I get to roll performance checks at advantage?
Sure.
I like it. Cool. That'll be a 24.
Okay. It almost appears like this was coordinated. Like you have incorporated this so well into your routine that some of the demons actually think maybe this was part of the show.
Oh, totally. Like I'm like dancing up on his glaive, and I'm like vaulting over, like using his horns as like the handles on like a balance beam. I'm totally going like Olympic dude with like the glasses that when like balance beam was his thing, and right. Like I'm like absolutely totally, which is why. On my turn, after being attacked by this thing, I will vault off the back of the Minotaur here and continue my dancing, but I will definitely be trying to raise the attention of the crowd and everything like that, while also I'm gonna once again target the drummer, because I really think this is probably the easiest target, and also he does not do well with rivalry, so the fact that he succeeded the first time just has now meant that I must continue to go ahead and target him, but this time I'm not going to target him to shrink his drum battery again. Instead, I'm trying to get him to lose the melody of what's going on. So I'm thinking of a different melody, and I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers instead.
Okay.
I'm going to try to get him to go ahead and be thinking about something else, so that he can no longer play on the beat of what's going on and everything like that. So this is going to be a wisdom saving throw for him.
Wisdom saving throw against.
He'll also take a significant amount of psychic damage if he fails. So if he fails, then.
All right. Well,
I can't imagine drummers doing great with the wisdom checks.
I mean, right.
Yeah. I will say that it has no modifier, so wisdom is a flat roll.
Yeah.
So what's my DC?
15 is his save DC.
Nowhere near that. So he absolutely failed that one.
Fantastic. So he's going to take, let's see, how much psychic damage here is he going to get? I rolled 3 6s for his damage.
I mean, that's appropriate.
That's not auspicious on this whatsoever. So that's 18 points of psychic damage to him.
Okay.
And he also needs to move as far away from me as it can, using the safest route possible. So I would imagine that he would get up. So not only can he no longer focus on the melody of what's going on, but he can't be at his drum set anymore. I'm too close.
So I'm gonna jump in just for a little bit. Let me know if you think this is fair, because this is not a fair competition.
It's not a fair competition.
Right.
Yeah. So whatever.
So
fair is fair.
the bearded devil is affected by this, and you know how drummers do the thing where they like spin their drumsticks.
Yep.
All right. So again, he's got this beard with these manacles. He's got like 12 drumsticks, and up until this point, he's been doing some like throwing one to the other, almost like juggling them with a little bit. And so there's a moment where he raises his hands and all of his beard tentacles go up and they all start spinning at the same time. And then they all just fly off. Like he loses every one of them at exactly the same time.
I like it.
So he's just kind of looking around. There's no drums at all happening. And he's like, there's a wild eye kind of in his look like, oh, I can't be near you. But then there's an inner ring of his drum, like the circle they're on is almost like a tilt-a-whirl. So the whole platform starts to move. And so he's basically moved from you by the platform, bringing, we'll say Slash closer to you. So he's technically as far from you as he can be, yet still on the stage.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay. And he has no drums at the moment. There's absolutely no drumming at all happening. Things might happen after that in a minute. Perfect.
Like it. I love it.
All right.
Perfect.
Kilmeister, I believe you are the last one to go in this round.
Yes, I will. Seeing what Fintan just pulled off, I'm going to laugh heartily. You bleeding wankers! Give them the 2 fingers and cast vicious mockery at the let's say the fiddle player.
Oh, okay, the bone demon.
Yep. So
or bone devil, sorry.
So wisdom saving throw of 14.
Alrighty. Oh, sorry. Wisdom of 17. Okay.
14.
Sorry, 14. The bone devil has a significant wisdom saving throw modifier. But it still failed. Roll 7. So yeah, so that still happens.
So they will take 7 points of psychic damage, and they have disadvantage on their next attack roll.
Okay. Excellent. So again, at this moment, the devils, none of them are doing anything that would be considered an attack against you. They are just playing their instruments. But all of these behaviors are going to affect that DC that now Josh will roll. So it's just a flat D20.
One second before Josh rolls, I don't think I actually rolled that round. I said what I did, but I never rolled.
You mystified me with your eloquence, and I completely missed it. My apologies.
Absolutely. So because I did the fairy fire and I did it on us, so there wasn't really any roll that was necessary for that. But assuming performance would be the thing that happens now, right?
Correct.
That's going to be a dirty 20.
All right. Excellent. All right. So essentially the way this is working, as I have the DC in my head, it's the same for each round. Every time you do something good, it goes up by between 2 and 3. So at this point, basically it's 8 higher than it should have been. So Josh, roll me a natural, or not a natural, roll me a D20.
And I'd love to roll a natural 20. That'd be fantastic.
Lower numbers are better. Actually, you don't want to roll a natural 20 because that means that the devil's won.
So I should break out my Star Trek dice. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You want to fail. Technically, you're rolling for them. So technically you want to fail this roll.
That's a 4. So
that would be a failure.
Yeah.
All right. So we're off the bat 2 for 2. You are already halfway to being successful.
Nice.
This is absolutely not what the demons want because the bards have to die. So the Minotaur Bahamut is still there. They are going to send another obstacle your way. If you haven't figured out, every time you went around, something happens. This time it's going to happen at the top, and a chasme demon is going to show up. And one of their abilities is everyone in radius has to make a saving throw or become dazed or disoriented. I had it pulled up and now I can't find it. Give me a second. Where did it go?
Because the buzzing of their wings is disorienting.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's drone. So everyone needs to make a Constitution saving throw DC 12.
Constitution save.
Yeah.
Well, I got a +2. Not good enough. That's an 11 for Freddy Quicksilver.
That's a 3 for me.
Oh, no.
That is an 8.
Okay. So 3 failures so far.
Oof. Oh, shoot.
Mental note: none of us are using our bardic inspiration for each other, so we really need to
No,
get on
I
that.
am. I was actually trying to figure out. So I am going to throw a bardic
I was
inspiration
muted.
towards
It's not your turn though.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well,
it's yeah.
but to be fair, you
it's
are
not.
all bards. You would probably know to do this. So I'll say make a straight D20 roll. If you get 11 or higher, I'll let you all assume that you did this. If not, so everybody just roll your own D20. If you get 11 or higher, feel free to throw an inspiration somebody's way.
That's a natty
19.
20 on my roll.
Okay.
All right.
All right, I've got one.
Okay.
I rolled a 2.
All right. So that's 3 bardic inspirations. Feel free to distribute those as you see fit. And then you can use them if you want on this roll.
All right, I'll give mine to
just
Sergio.
Okay, you give yours to Sergio. I'll give mine to Josh.
I will give mine to Lewanika then, I guess.
Okay.
I will say
Next
Freddie
time,
failed
yeah.
by 1 point. So if you give him one and he
I
uses it,
could.
he would automatically
Yeah,
use it.
so I'm not. Even if I rolled an 8, I would not make the DC. So whoever.
Oh, okay.
gave-
So yeah.
so
all
give-
right.
give
Yeah.
mine to Freddie,
I'll go with Freddie then.
I'll just take the failure.
Um,
And
I didn't
Fine,
roll my
fine.
save yet, so I will roll my save.
And I rolled a
dirty
1 on
20.
my inspiration.
okay, that's all you needed.
So
man.
that's all I needed.
all you need.
And so I roll
So-
a D8 and then add that to my original roll.
Correct.
Yep.
It's a 13 total.
That passes.
All right.
So that's now 2 successes. Josh, I think you still failed, right? You
I still
didn't even-
failed. Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
I didn't
And-
take inspiration. Yeah.
And Lewanika, what did you roll for your save?
Dirty 20.
Okay. So the 2 of you that failed fall unconscious. That is the fail factor is you go unconscious. You get to repeat the save at the end of each of your turns. After 10 minutes, it automatically ends. Technically, this competition will be over before then. So the other 2 folks, you can try to perform without them. You can try to mix in their
I
unconsciousness
think it
in
was
some
3
way.
successes because
Yeah.
Yeah. 'cause he
13,
got
13, and 20.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was just Josh.
So it's just Josh.
River
Okay.
Dancer.
So
My apologies. Yeah, it was a river dancer. So yeah, quickly. What does it look like when the river dancer falls unconscious?
He still has a flair for drama, even though he has just fallen unconscious. So it looks as he is wrapping up his set. He has confused the drummer. He has vaulted over the Minotaur. He has danced his way across, and then exactly the tune ends, and he just sort of collapses artistically. His hair still perfectly coiffed, and his doublet, the velvet, still shimmering with an inner light as he collapses on the bridge. You're not sure if he's just going to stand up again and start another number or what, but for now he is.
So he falls
he's
dramatically,
elegantly
what you're saying.
laying down on the bridge.
Oh, okay. All right. So good news, bad news.
Yeah.
I'm going to just arbitrarily declare that if something interacts with you, it's like a sleep spell, like if someone taps you
Sure.
on the face, whatever, they can wake you up.
Yeah.
The bad news is that the Minotaur that you've just been insulting is right next to you, and he's going to attack you while you're unconscious.
Yeah. That's not great for me.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to do that, and then it'll be everyone's turn. Unless you have like a reaction, I'm going to have the Minotaur go first in front of all of you, and then it'll be all of your turns.
I mean, I guess the only question that I've got is whether or not I can silvery barbs myself for failing the save.
I would say no.
I would say no. Also, I think that's against the spirit of the spell. So
All right. So here we go. I'm rolling with advantage against your unconscious form with my glaive. All right. That is going to be an 18 plus some bonuses. I'm assuming that's going to hit you.
That'll hit. Yep.
Okay.
Okey
All right.
dokey.
That is 20 points of damage, 10 slashing and 10 necrotic.
Whew, doggy. Okay, cool. Yeah.
All right.
Sweet.
But hey, you're awake. All right. Everyone's turn.
Well, okay. Well, then I will. Hold on. Having just got hit by the Minotaur here, I am certainly. Okay, so here's the question. So I was unconscious when he hit me. Can I silvery barbs him now?
So I kind of did
Probably
that out of
not,
order.
yeah.
Technically, it's your turn, so you would
Yeah.
have all of your bonus actions, reactions, and everything.
Right, but that was yeah. Okay, so but I wasn't awake yet at the point that he hit me, so I couldn't go ahead and do that. So
I would say, yeah.
that's fine. That is just fine. I am. All right, so the very first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to bonus action Misty Step and get the hell out of Dodge and go back to our platform.
Okay.
That's the very first thing that I'm going to go ahead and do. And then I am, let's see. I guess, yeah, and then I'm gonna cure because that was not my favorite that I just got hit for half of my hit points from that dude. So I'm gonna cure wounds myself and try to regain some of those hit points. That was poor. So
Okay.
and that will be my turn for now, is to go ahead and just kind of like heal myself up because there are now feats. But I will try to again. You know what? I will try to do it with some sort of a flourish though. So again, I'm misty stepping back, and so I will kind of like, when I rise, I will rise dramatically, and it will be as if I'm about to go ahead and start my step again, and that's how I will trigger Misty Step. And so people are like watching me, wondering what I'm going to do. I'm very dramatically like lifting my foot before I go ahead and come down. And the minute that I come down, the minute that my foot hits the bridge, that's when I Misty Step 30 feet away and I start dancing on the other side. And I'm trying, and again with a flourish, like, I have arrived over here. It's a,
Right.
So
how would you feel about this not rolled at advantage just because you're doing
Yep,
those?
I'm done with that. Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense. Yeah.
So just straight roll, not disadvantage, just straight roll.
Yep. Ugh, that's a 9, so not fantastic. So, but I will at least get my my hit points back. So
Was it 9 total or 9 on the die?
9 total, 7 on the
Okay.
die. Sorry, two on the die, 7 total, 9 total.
Gotcha. Okay. Fantastic. All right. So who would like to go next?
9 and 13.
Ooh.
So we got the drummer. No, not drumming.
Correct.
We've got Slash, who did he take damage the last round?
Yes, he did take damage. He will take damage again now. If you want to go ahead and roll that again for me.
Okay, so on the heat metal, it's So I'm going to use my bonus action to deal this damage again.
Yeah. He said 2d8, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That is 11 points of damage, fire damage, but...
Okay. No. The guitar is really starting to smoke, but to be honest, it kind of looks cool because he's still playing it.
Then let me shoot an arrow at him.
Okay.
Make him look like an idiot.
You shot
this stupid
an
little
arrow
top hat.
Yeah. I want to try to shoot the top hat off. Well, if I could, that's gonna be an 11 to hit.
Yeah, that is not going to hit. Do you have anybody else got a help action they can throw his way?
That won't work. That won't work.
Yeah, it's pretty much all I've got.
All right. So he Slash like pulls up the guitar neck like and deflects the arrow perfectly away from his hat. It kind of looks like he gives you side eye, but you can't really tell because of the hair, but you feel like that's what happened.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. You should give before it's the end of your turn, Sergio. You should use your bardic inspiration and give somebody bardic inspiration.
Well, I've already used my bonus action
He uses
to
bonus for the
to damage him with the heat metal.
Yep.
All right. So on my turn, because there's still a Minotaur who can charge us. Am I correct
Yes.
in that
correct.
assessment?
And there is a chasme, which is like a giant mosquito,
Mosquito
kind of
looking
hovering
thing,
above you.
yeah.
But they're in two different directions. They're not in the same. Like they're not in.
The chasme's above you. It's like flying just above you, like 20, 30 feet above you. The Minotaur is almost on your platform because it hit Josh before Josh Misty stepped. But they're both within range of anything probably you'd want to do.
Yeah, I was just wondering if I could get both, but if not, I'm going to go with. Oh, that's so not going to work against him. Because that's all right. So I am going to. Ooh, I got a question real quick. What does the that platform look like it's made of?
It's like completely gleaming white. So your guess is that it's like marble, but there's no cracking in it. But it's not a material you're familiar with. Unless you have a really cool idea and you need it to be a certain material, then it's that.
I just need to know if it's fragile enough to break.
No.
Okay. In that case, that makes this much easier. I am going to look at the Minotaur who missed his first attack, who's obviously got his horns in a bunch, and definitely in his flailing about, his nose ring has completely become out of disjoint. And at the end of the day, he's got his dagger in a box. Dagger in a box. Dagger in a box. And I am casting vicious mockery.
Wait, hold on. Wait. You made that joke and you didn't go with Dirk in a box?
Yeah.
I was trying not to hit it on the nose per se.
Come on now.
All right.
Now. We're
So
a hit it on the nose kind of show.
Yeah. You got your Dirk in a box?
Yes. And with that, he has a vicious mockery is going to be a wisdom save. 13 is the DC.
I'm actually going to give him disadvantage. I actually passed, but I was thinking about it anyways because he is very upset. It makes sense to me that would work, but I still rolled well, so no, it does not work.
Okay.
But he is looking at you, and he does snort and put his head down like he's absolutely lining you up for a gore.
Ooh. Okay. And it looks like he's going to be running towards me.
He does.
Excellent. And if looking at him, if I were to be 30 feet away from where I am and directly behind him, would he know where I went?
No, he's actually still on the platform that connects the two because that's where Josh was. So if you were directly behind him, he's looking at your platform. Obviously he can turn around and look, but it doesn't seem like he's in the mood for that. He would probably just choose a different target. Probably Josh.
I don't want him to choose Josh.
I kind of do.
But I kind of don't want to be his target. So I'm going to go I'm going to go behind him so he can't see where I'm at. That's going to be a Misty step. And that's my free one for being Fey touched.
Yeah. All right. And so again, once you're off your disc, the heat is substantially more noticeable around you. So something about the disc is muting the heat of the magma lava that you're on.
All right. And in an effort to take advantage of a not great situation, I am going to rip my shirt off and let the glistening sweat stun the female demonic fans because they know they want all of this.
You bring it in the vapors. All right. Let's make that.
Never do that again.
Performance check.
What show is this?
You act like it's not the first time you've seen it. Let's see. That's going to be a 19.
19. Okay. The humorous sort of sexual innuendo seems to play to the demon crowd. Like I feel like that's kind of what they're there for. So it works pretty well.
Excellent.
All right. Who's next?
I have a question. I will go next, but I have a question. So, Lewanika, did you teleport like directly behind that guy, or is there some space?
So my goal was to teleport where he couldn't see me, and my guess is that is directly behind him because I wouldn't want to be at his peripheries, so he can switch directions and come after me.
That is a 40-foot long walkway that's perfectly straight, so you could be 5 feet behind him or up to 40 feet behind him before you would be on the next platform.
Yeah, and I only have 30 feet on my thing, so likely I'm like 5 feet behind him.
Okay, let's say 10, just because he's a large creature. Let's say 10.
Okay,
so you're not like literally in his reach.
And how close is this guy to our platform?
He's right on the edge of your platform.
Right on the edge. Okay.
Living on the edge.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
talk, living on the edge.
I'm gonna charge up to him, kind of like not directly in front of him, but I want to be a little bit kitty corner to him.
Okay.
So where I'm like half a step behind him. And I'm going to do a 3rd level Thunder Wave in an attempt to blast him off of the bridge.
Well, I was wondering if somebody would go for that. All right, let's see what happens.
So that's going to be a Constitution saving throw. I don't know. Okay. He's a Minotaur, so he's probably got good con.
He has a +3 to his con save.
That's why so I didn't go with that 15? Myself.
All right, DC 15. That is an 18 on the die.
Oh.
Do you have any way to make me re-roll that?
Damage. Unfortunately, I
want
do not.
to use my reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to use cutting words. And so I can expend use of one of my bardic inspirations, roll the bardic inspiration die, and subtract that number rolled from the creature's roll.
All right, so I have a 21 total. What's the DC?
15. So
if you can get minus 6 or higher, it will work.
So it needs to be a 7 or higher, 7 or 8. Because if he gets,
that's right, correct. Meat beats. So 7 or higher.
All right.
25% chance. Sergio, no worries here.
Yes. On a D8.
I'm rooting for you, man.
It's a 5.
Oh. So he does like the windmill thing, but keeps his balance.
Womp womp. I tried. Look, I bloody tried. I know what you want from me.
Sorry, he will still take 6 damage, I said.
Yes.
Not sure if that came through. And then as a bonus action, I'm once again going to use my Mantle of Inspiration. And I messed this up last time. I said everyone gets 4 hit points. I can choose 4 creatures, so that's all of us. We can move up to our speed without provoking opportunity attacks, and we get 12 temporary hit points.
Oh, nice.
That's hot.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's good.
Better than the 4 we had before.
All right.
Roughly 3 times better.
Let's go ahead and make a performance check to see how well the audience reacts to all this.
Not good. So that's luckily I have a +10, so that is a 13 total.
Ooh,
I rolled a 3 on the die.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So it's not like bad. Like it didn't turn the demons away from you, but it also wasn't like you almost feel like the demons also wanted it to succeed because they want to see blood and gore and things catch on fire. So
I figured like blowing someone off of a platform into a lake of fire is something that would get the demons riled up. But
that would probably get them riled up even more than the jokes. All right. All right. Has everyone gone?
Turn, yeah.
I believe so.
All right. So the monsters went first, then you went. So now it's time to roll to see who won this round. You have positively impacted the DC, but not as much as either of the rolls previous. Lewanika, you are making the rolls, just a flat D20. Tell me what you get. You want lower numbers.
He's been rolling hot all night.
That is not what happened right there. Let me tell you what. Sorry, guys. I'm going to be crying y'all a river. I rolled a 16.
16. All right. So that round goes to the Devils, the contract killers. Despite all of your shenanigans, wasn't enough to sway the crowd. 2 in a row was really good, though. So I think we are back to the competition.